Today we're gonna have some fun with the legendary pickaxe. And that starts with me shoplifting this thing. Normally the top pickaxe we use is the boring common pickaxe, and it makes common size holes. So it would take a long time to mine this entire claim if we wanted to. Which, spoiler alert, we do. Now to start this absolutely useless adventure, we need 300 iron. So the first thing I'm gonna need is something that's really gonna enable my laziness. Like this little tear in reality itself. Now when I want to go back to the store to buy stupid stuff, I can do so in an instant. And something else that's really going to help right now is the golden pan. Just add a little bit of dirt and suddenly we have a huge amount of everything. Or 16 pounds of gold so far. But that did also come with a little bit of iron, so let's try and get an idea of how many of these we're going to need. We need 300, this one was 16. But I'm going to keep this gold in a safe place for now because I know eventually I'm going to need more. Now, while I'm slowly but quickly mining up the iron, let me zone out and dream about the coffee I should have in my hand. Yes, there's a quicker way to do this, but I'm just going to be stupid. And don't worry, things are going to escalate, they always do. This bucket is what I call the jackpot. There's 4 giant pieces of iron in there, which is pretty much half of my pickaxe. Okay, time to see if we've yet got 300 iron. We're so close. And yes, I could easily spawn in or duplicate all of this, but I want to feel the burn. Also, this is the gold and everything else we found while finding this bit of iron. So that should about do it. If we put these two together with the other one, then we put the iron on the table and I believe hit it with this, and there we go, a new iron pickaxe. And he even gave us our change back in some iron. So these are the bites the common pickaxe was doing, very common holes. The iron pickaxe, considerably bigger, but would still take a little while to mine the entire claim, which I am going to do because there's treasure down there somewhere. So let's get started. 600 golds, which is about 40 of these. I've also just found my first piece of cloudium. This may or may not be enough gold. 640, perfect. We'll go ahead and throw that on there, hit it with the hammer, and then we get a new pickaxe, gold. So let's see what kind of bites this takes. We'll find a nice big hill. Yeah, that's getting bigger quickly. And there's so many more to go. This is gonna get so stupid and really expensive. This already wants 1,000 worth of shards. That's enough shards to fuel the entire sun. So far we've mined like 7 or 8 of these. Each of these weighs 15 pounds. So we have 100 pounds of shards, 1/10 of the way there. It's time to escalate. I know somewhere here is what's known as the god drill. So we're going to rely on these a little bit to mine the resources we need because they work pretty quickly. See, look at that. We've already found our first shard. Things are backing up a little bit, so I need to perfect my thing, but you get the idea. Probably going to need more of these things. Since we seem to have a little gem up here, we're going to need the resources to have a little more room to fall into. So I've gone ahead and created a nice little gathering hole. Then when we have a gem up, I just use the magnet to pull everything away and drop it into the hole and pick up what I need. Then once the gem up's clear, turn it back on, and away it goes, producing stuff at a stupid rate until it jams up again very quickly. Basically, I'm just trying really hard to not make a conveyor system right now because that takes a lot of work in itself. So I'm just going to continue shifting my pal over, and before you know it, we're going to have enough resources in here. And I broke it already. Wait, never mind. The game just took a second to think, and I don't know what's going on with that thing, but that's very broken. You can stop now. Please stop. You're scaring me. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and pull that thing out. And it was still producing dirt for a second, and now I can't put this down. Anyways, we've got things more or less under control again. Now we can very quickly and easily pick up all the shards out of there, and we might actually have enough by now. My style of mining has evolved to moving my massive pile of valuable ore to try and find the stuff I need within it. Think I've plucked all the tasty parts out of there. Let's put that all together and see what these weigh. Well, apparently that one weighs 2,000 pounds. This one weighs 2,800. I'm not entirely sure how these got so heavy. I guess I think this mine's really heavy stuff. And I'm okay with that because now we can make the shard pickaxe, which definitely is the coolest looking pickaxe so far. And it takes rather big bites out of things. But we're not done yet. 1,000 pounds of emeralds. That means we need one of these to figure out how much each and every emerald weighs. This is going to take a little while. Then again, maybe not. Every emerald that comes out of the god drill seems to weigh about 100 pounds. So it's really just a matter of digging the emeralds out of my garbage pile. And then when I run out of those, use a little bit of magical power to expedite this process just a little. I don't really remember how this thing works, if it even can work with this kind of emeralds. So here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm just going to go ahead and plop them all up here and hope this works. I'm not sure if that's enough emeralds, but apparently it is, with some change left over. Now we need 1,300 sapphires, but this is also a thing of beauty. And while this is pretty big, it would still take quite a while to dig through this entire claim looking for artifacts. They're down here somewhere, but you can see it's still going to take a while. I don't think I'm supposed to be able to dig through this, but okay. On to the next pickaxe. Each one I find is 100 pounds and they're worth $2,500. And I can smash all of these together to make bigger and bigger sapphires, so I'm going to end up with one singular one at the end worth 1,300 pounds. And that's going to look something like this. I feel like they used to look bigger than this, but this one weighs probably a lot. 700 pounds, probably because I cheated that in, but that's more than enough to make the next pickaxe, which should be blue. And apparently it doesn't like what I've done. Is it too much sapphire? Exact payment. Please let this work. Why aren't you working? Well, let's pretend that this worked, and now we have a sapphire pickaxe. So that was whatever, this was bigger, this should be bigger again, and yes, it's quite large. This is getting to the point where we probably could fairly reasonably mine this claim. It would take a bit of time still, but it wouldn't be that bad. Now, for the next nightmare we have to deal with, 1,600 rubies, which isn't actually that bad because the rubies have been pretty common. We've actually been really lucky with those. Like, you can see a whole bunch just in this little pile we mined. Just gotta spread out the loot pile a little bit so we can see what's in there. Okay, rubies definitely were a little bit rarer than the other ones because we definitely don't have a ton of them. But what we did have was 500 pounds of them. So if someone was to say multiply that twice, we would have enough. Actually, we wouldn't. We need one more. Yeah, whatever. Math is hard sometimes. So let's see if we can find us one more ruby without absolutely destroying the game. And we're going to need some magnet power. The game's not going to love that, but there you go. Spread out, my little friends. Give me something red. Anytime? No. I'm ready. Give us a ruby. Okay, we got what we need. Let's see if we can shut this thing off this time. And there. And just like magic, ruby pickaxe. Let's take a second to admire its beautiful color before we use it to destroy something. Okay, so going back to the other holes. Big, bigger, bigger, and very big. That's like the size of a new coal almost. So that gives me a little idea. I need to take this for a walk. I just really wanted to see what kind of damage a pickaxe like this would do to the original ground we get. This is unreasonably big and we've got more pickaxes to go. And quite a few of them, I think. But for now, we're just going to enjoy strip mining this just for fun. Think about all the gold we're missing out on here. Oh, it turns out there was actually an artifact in here. I didn't think there was, but there we go. We found our first one. We'll take that. Sword relic. This is a small claim, but that took me 60 seconds to mine out half of it. As for this sword, pretty sure we put that on one of these. And we got 3 more to find. We need bigger pickaxes. So what was it we needed? 700 cloudium. And believe it or not, I might actually have that sitting on the ground already. We got strangely lucky with this right off the bat. We were finding pieces almost immediately. The tricky thing is it plays hide and seek. It blends in with both the dirt and the gold. So let's go ahead and brush the hair just a little bit. There's a piece the game absolutely loves every time I throw this mountain of gold around. And I've really got to say, if you want to make an idea like this easier, just cheat and use things with God in their name. There's another one. And I'm going to try and open up a little more room below these. There we go. Now we have a bigger ore hole. Now let's find more cloudium. Can you stop jamming up, please? Well, we'll make this work. It's fine. I see a piece, so we're going to go ahead and stop. I said stop. Okay, there's at least a few pieces now because it wouldn't stop. And I've accidentally Scrooge McDucked myself. Anyways, we still need more, so we're going to have to go ahead and unjam this and hopefully find some cloudium in there. There's one. Actually, good news. There was 3 of them hiding down there. I think that's going to be enough. I love God drills. Those are going to be my new favorite thing ever. And this weighs 916. I'm pretty sure that's 50% more than we actually needed. But that's kind of my rule of life. 50% more than what's needed. Yes. And boom. Cloudium pickaxe. Its color is definitely less exciting than the other one, but it's not the color that matters, it's the size. And yeah, that's definitely bigger than this one. They're going to get really big because I think they're increasing by like 40 or 50% each time. So yeah, that's going to get fun. I'm also definitely going to get myself hopelessly stuck many times. But that's also absolutely bananas that we do that much damage with a few little picks. And since our golden swimming pool is getting a little dirty again, let's go ahead and dig it down just a little more. Starting here. That's fun. Okay, and we'll take a bite over here. It's gonna make it harder to work, but whatever it takes to get the results. So let's put this to the test. We've gone back to our original ground, and then we're gonna see roughly how long it would take to mine this out, because I feel like it's not gonna take long at all, especially if I start on the edges and do this intelligently for once. And then we can jump across and do the same, finding the edges of our swimming pool. It would be kind of fun to fill this with gold. But in case you're wondering, this has taken me 60 seconds at best so far to mine out pretty much this entire thing because we're just taking enormous bites every time we touch anything. And I'm finding this really satisfying. I don't know if we're going to find more treasure in here. It's unlikely, but I'm hopeful. That took a couple minutes at best. If I'd have done intelligent, I could probably do that in 60 seconds. But now we're going to do the same on the upper part of the claim that everyone forgets about. I have always been curious as to what these actually look like when they're all emptied out to try and get a scale of the volume of them. So after Cloudium comes the Onyx Pickaxe. If this thing would register correctly, we need 400 pounds of Onyx, which is actually a lot because we've mined all of this stuff so far. I don't know if I've seen a single piece of Onyx yet. I mean, there might be one in there somewhere. Alright, everyone keep your eye out for something black. Let me know if you see one. For now, I'm just going to have it rain valuable ore into my gold hole. Still haven't seen one. I just want to try and put some perspective onto how rare Onyx is. We might be here for a long time before we see the first one. Or maybe something bugged out and it's not giving us any Onyx, because you think we might have seen one piece by now. So I spent my entire day drinking coffee and watched gold fall into a hole. Oh wait, there's actually one sitting right there. Don't know when that dropped in. Must have been when I was drinking coffee. Like, to show you how much gold we've mined. Oh, I'm not Scrooge McDucking it anymore. But there's a lot of ore sitting here. Each piece of incredibly rare Onyx is worth 25,000 for 100 pounds of it. Luckily for us, we don't need an entirely lot of it. That should be enough just like that if that would just hold still. That should create us the Onyx Pickaxe, which looks like that's as far as we can craft. But don't worry, we're not done yet. This absolutely destroys the ground we're walking on. Like, it's hard to even walk over it, but I pretty much just mined a shaft like across the entire claim, and it took all of 5 seconds to do so. And I'm not even digging this to its full capacity. Like, I could be digging deeper than that, but in the last like 10 seconds I dug an entire canyon. Oh, I see what it's saying. There is. We can make the claim destroyer. We just need 1,000,000 scrap. And I definitely think that's necessary because we need, whoops, a little more room to work with here. This is pretty ridiculous though, like a few bites and look at how much deeper we've gone and moved all of our material. I actually have no idea how to make that much scrap, but we got a few things we can try. Before doing that, I want to ride my avalanche of material down to the bottom of my hole. It's just no good if it's up there floating. We need it sitting at the bottom. That way I can fill this thing up. All right, that's a pretty big hole. There's a lot of material down there. And even with the god drills, it would take a long time to fill that up. Well, not a long time, but it would take a few minutes. And no, this isn't going to help this scrap yet. I'm just having fun filling holes. I wish you were more reliable so I could let you run for a while, but you're not. I know you'd break the game if I let you sit here for too long. So let's go make some scrap. I think actually I have a fun way to do this. If we steal something from here and put it on this big thing, then push the fun button, that turns into a piece of scrap that weighs 80 pounds. So all we would need is 12,500 of those. But that kind of makes me wonder if the weight of things is tied intrinsically to its value. Like, is a $13,000 very valuable throne worth more in scrap? You'd think it would be because that was made of pure gold. It's probably not super light. Yeah, there we go. That's 3,600 pounds. So then what about something worth that much? Take that, God. Okay, that's worth 2.5 million pounds somehow, so that's fine by me. I'm actually surprised at how well this just kind of worked. I expected to have to cheat that really bad. Still did technically, and it's not accepting of my large mountain of scrap. It might be too big. That does say 2.5 million though. I'm not exaggerating that. Well, abracadabra, here's the claim destroyer. It looks really sort of nondescript. It just looks like a rusty pickaxe. So yeah, that's it. This is the highest tier pickaxe we can craft. So why is it called the claim destroyer? Oh, that's why. Okay. I thought it was acting a little strangely as soon as I touched it. Wow, these are actually really deep holes once you're all the way down here. Like, that was a deep hole full of gold before, but now look at this. I'm also not seeing any artifacts yet, so I think this claim was a dud, so this was a waste of our resources. Can somebody let me out of here? It definitely looks kind of cool from up here though. So let's take this claim destroyer to other places. Also, has this place always been here? I've never seen this in my life. Anyways, we've got another claim to destroy. Before doing that, we need to buy it, of course. That's only fair. If you have any guesses on where the artifact is going to be, place your bets now. Then we're going to click and wait for the game to catch up with itself, and there we are. We seem to have not found any artifacts here, at least not that I can see, but we have another big hole. For the first time, I really am appreciating how much dirt there are in these places. Like, to actually mine all this through to the bottom would be a colossal undertaking. That brings us to Mildew's Aquifer. I don't like mildew much, but we're gonna find his treasure. We'll give it a little one of these. That should clean things up nicely. And where's my artifacts? I wonder if the pickaxe just destroys the artifacts because it's too powerful. We do have a few more places to try, but I'm getting a little worried we've ruined things. Or maybe they're just hidden in places that I don't even know about. Let's try the snow ground. I'm very unfamiliar with this, so I really don't know what this is gonna look like, or if there's gonna be anything here. That's a big hole. It's so nice and circular too. Do you see what I see though? No artifact, nothing, just air. Air is free. I don't want air. I guess we could try this place. It's the only place left to dig, I think. I just hope we're able to afford it. I've never actually dug in here, but I'm pretty sure it's horizontal digging as I recall. So we're going to go ahead and yep, there we go. No more dirt. I think that sends resources to the top, but also no artifact. I'm going to click on more things, but I'm not seeing anything of use. There is something sitting up there I'm a little curious about, so we'll go look at that, but I don't think I can mine anything else even with the Mega Pickaxe Destroyer. Okay, up here is just some pancakes, waffles. So yeah, that makes sense. We found 1 out of 4. Oh, but look at that. They were sitting here the whole time. I just looked right past them. So we'll go ahead and throw these on here and see what happens. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be an order to this or whatever, but that one goes there. That one needs to go back on there. And this opens now that we have 6 relics, which leads us to the ultimate treasure chest. A treasure chest. That's not even a lot of gold. I mined more than that in 10 seconds. A treasure chest. That's only worth $68,000? It would take so long to find that and you rewarded with $68,000? I've got an idea that's gonna be... I got an idea. You just sit there for a second and enjoy yourself. I'm assuming the Mega Pickaxe destroys all the resources within the ground, including the artifacts. That's why I couldn't find it. But... now for the fun part. I need to see if we can fill up this original claim with ore and gold using the god drills. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can. It's just going to take a little bit of effort, mostly in jamming the drills, but you can see they're already off to a pretty good start. They produce such big gold, it piles up really quick. I mostly just need to sit here like a babysitter with my magnet on a stick. This might actually work a little bit quicker than I thought. I added a 3rd drill, which is jamming up, but we're producing resources so fast that this won't actually take that long. My ever-expanding ambition has caused me to double the amount of drills again, so we're up to 6 drills now, just filling it up. Also because this gives me more to do. I'm constantly having to fix jams. Can't help but notice the game slowing down just a little bit at this point. Okay, things are really starting to fill up now. Sometimes we're getting a pile of gold all the way up to the drills themselves and blocking them. I have been doing my best to magnet power things to make the piles even, but it's pretty hard to move right now. The game is, as you can see, a little bit laggy for some reason. I've shut all the drills off for a second just so I can try and reload in and hopefully get a fresh start at this. But in case the game doesn't load in, we did a pretty good job at filling the hole with gold and stuff. I managed to make the game load in again. It's laggy no matter what I do, but I'm going to try and smooth out the piles a little bit, probably unsuccessfully. That's the best I could do. Like, I cannot move in there because the game just shuts down immediately. But I consider that pretty successfully filling in my hole. It's some environmental remediation. I removed the dirt and took the ore out, and then I put the ore back for some reason. Anyways, here's an overview of all the pickaxes we went through today, in increasing order of power, all the way to this bad boy. So, on to the next one.